are paid for by the participants. Handy Randy is brought to you in part by Federated Auto Parts and Summit Racing.
Hey, welcome to the Handy Randy Show. We're at Dragway 42 in West Salem, Ohio for the Mid-Ohio Mopars. And it's kind of noisy here because we've got the 426 wedge motors, and every once in a while one kind of like loses a little bit. But what we're going to do here for the next hour is we're going to do some walk-arounds on cars, because remember, every car has a story. And let's see, there was one of them that was a chicken coop. Remember that one, that Ford that we did at Talmadge Collision last year? It was a chicken coop. Well, there's, like I said, every car has a story. We're going to meet some owners. We're going to find out some of the stories about some of these Mopars. We'll find out the difference between a 426 Hemi and a 426 Wedge. I know everyone wants to know that. And also, we're going to be checking out some of these hot cars. We've got a couple wheel standers here. Bob Riggles and Marty Moore and their wheel standers. We're going to get up close and watch that happen from the staging area all the way through. Camp Quality's here because Mid-Ohio Mopars has surrounded Camp Quality with their support. So that's also very cool. Camp Quality is that camp for children with cancer that you know about. So what we're going to do is, for the next hour, nothing but Mopars. Don't touch the remotes.
757 on that car.
A leading member of the Elite Automotive Service Association and known throughout the area as one of the finest auto and truck undercar repair specialists, the Alignment Shop can do all of those tough brake and chassis repairs, hub bearings, high-tech axle repairs, front-end bushings, radius arms, springs, four-wheel precision alignments, you name it, they do it. The Alignment Shop, 468 West Avenue in Talmadge. Call 330-633-4696. Call today. Bumper to bumper quality recycled auto parts. Recycled means good for the environment and great for your wallet. We have a large inventory of clean and reconditioned parts, fast nationwide locator services for that hard to find part. A guaranteed, modern, precision, complete machine shop for all of your engine and cylinder head needs. 66 West Waterloo Road in Akron. Monday through Saturday, call 330-773-6871. We're here to help.
My primary concern has got to be my customer safety.
Tommy Davidson, master mechanic and Federated customer.
The business is not nuts and bolts anymore. Technology, luckily I have some help. Federated offers us seminars. They have experts that are teaching us how to do our jobs better. And without that training, I can't stay up to date. Keeping our customers safe, that's what keeping them satisfied.
The best mechanics rely on Federated.
Attention shop owners, join the professionals. ASA, the Automotive Service Association, represents the professionals in the auto repair industry. Group insurance, credit unions, Washington representation, liability insurance discounts, free wage and labor hotline, product discounts, and much, much more. You owe it to yourself and your staff to consider ASA. Call today and tell them Handy Randy sent you.
Hey, to clue you in a little bit on what's happening this evening. Last weekend, we went to Dragway 42 and taped the Mid-Ohio Mopar show. So we're going to meet some really cool people, talk about Mopars. I'm going to be on a learning curve, so deal with me a little bit on this, okay? Because during the show, somebody actually calls me Chevy Breath. How dare them, Roger. And hemisphere engines, 426 Hemi versus a 426 Wedge. As I promised you, I'm not going to show diagrams or whatever, but the Hemi has a hemispherical design cylinder head and strategically placed valves that made it probably the favorite and most bulletproof racing motor ever designed. The 426 is merely a regularly designed cylinder head that has 426 cubic inches. So it makes it like the 427 Ford, a 427 Chevy, on that level playing field. You follow me? So now you know a little bit more about why they call them the Hemis versus a 426 wedge. Okay? Most of the cars that you see racing today on this show are wedge motors, that they invited this wedge class to come down and race. And these cars, full-size Dodges and Plymouths, which we will learn the difference during this program, or maybe not, were turning at times of high 9s and 10 seconds at Dragway 42. So these things, even though they're nostalgical or older vehicles that are made in the 60s, still really get up and go. A couple things I want to announce this evening. Coming up next week on the Handy Randy Show, believe it or not, you know, there would be 100,000 people that would go to see the Beatles in concert. There would be people that would pay countless amount of money to see the Blues Brothers in concert. Well, guess what? And the King, they're all going to be on my show. The Beatles, Elvis, and the Blues Brothers are all going to be on my program next Sunday night. So rock and roll and cars, it doesn't get any better than that. Something else I'd like to announce, again, we want to welcome again all the new viewers from southern Summit County, Coventry area, Uniontown, Mogador, Suffield, that area. We want to welcome you to the CAT and this show. Also, a lot of new viewers from the Cleveland area on WOW, which is the internet and cable network. Really happy to have you watching this show. One of the many locally originated programs that Cleveland Akron Television brings to you. So we've got Shaker Heights, North Olmsted, Middleburg Heights, Brook Park, Berea, Strongsville, North Royalton, Fairview Park, Westlake, Brooklyn, Lindale, Valley View, Garfield Heights, Independence, Cuyahoga Heights, and Maple Heights. All now watching the Handy Randy Show. Imagine that. So we welcome all of you, as well as all of the people in the Cleveland area that get Channel 35. We're happy to have you watch this show. What we do here every Sunday night, we do car stuff. Might be repair tips. Over the next couple weeks, we're just going to do some walk-arounds on some cool cars. And the neat thing about this program is these are friends and neighbors of you, people that have these cars that live in our neighborhood. Also, we want to welcome aboard some new members of the Federated Car Care Club. We've signed up Vans Tire, which is located in Manchester on Manchester Road and Center Roads. They're now officially are members of the Federated Car Care Club. And again, we are happy to have them on board. Also, Business Fleet is a new Federated Car Care. So actively involved in getting good, honest shops involved in the Federated Car Care family. So we're happy to have you on board. Now what we want to do is we want to go back and take a look at some of the cool cars that are friends and family in our neighborhood at Dragway 42. Take a look at this. Well, as I mentioned at the top of the show, that we're here at Dragway 42 for the Mid-Ohio Mopar Show. Through my association with Paul's Auto Center in Monroe Falls, they're involved with Mid-Ohio Mopars, and because of their involvement with Camp Quality, Mid-Ohio decided to, as I mentioned before, support Camp Quality. Now, Carla is one of the staff members, one of the important people there, and Carla, tell the folks a little bit about Camp Quality, what it's all about.
Well, Camp Quality, as some of you probably know, is a camp for children with cancer. It's a nonprofit organization, and at the camp we do everything from horseback riding to hot air ballooning, sometimes jet skis. We have a prom. We just do everything. Try to pack life into 1 week.
Again, these children and their siblings are invited for this one-week camp, which is located in the Portage Lakes area. And again, Mid-Ohio Mopar is a lot of good people with their support because it costs a lot of money to put this thing together, right?
A lot of money. We average about $1,000 per camper per year because it is a free thing for the kids and their families. So this year we had 67 campers, so that's $67,000. Yeah.
Again, if the biggest issue though is trying to find companions, because it's a one-on-one matchup with the children.
Yes, it is one-on-one, and that's something that I think is really special and unique about our camp. And it's hard to find 67 volunteers willing to give up a week of their time in the summer, especially. So we're always looking for volunteers.
You know, and you meet really, really great kids and great people like Carla and all the people that support this camp. And it's not really giving up a week. It's gaining a week of experiences and a week of a very, very fun time. So I encourage you all to either contact me through the Federated Auto Parts location, or you can get a hold of John Skipper, his phone number. You happen to know that number, don't you?
Yes, I happen to know that number, Andy. It's 330-784-9967. Or you can call his cell phone, 330-322-4321. And
that's whether you make a donation or consider, or know someone to consider volunteering for the camp that we just held. And a wet week in July next year, we guarantee it'll be better. So we're gonna do some walking around here. As I mentioned, Mid-Ohio Mopars is supporting Camp Quality, and we're gonna meet some of the great people that put this big car show together. Now you remember the Indians of the 60s? And their main pitcher was Gary Bell. He was the main guy. Well, you may be wondering what happened to Gary Bell after he retired. No, this is another Gary Bell. But Gary, 1969 Plymouth GTS,
No,
Dodge GTS. I just was walking through here. As a matter of fact, we're going to go talk to the wheel stand guys, and actually this car, this paint job caught my eye. Most people want to stay away from black because it's so difficult. The car has to be perfect. And I was going to ask Gary, I says, what professional shop got the big bucks to do this? And you told me that you know the guy that painted it.
Yes, it was me at home with the help of a friend of mine from Akron Classic, which does body work. We straightened the thing out and then shot it right at home in the garage. It takes more muscle and elbow grease than it does paint there. But yeah, it's 6 years old now, and it turned out real nice. It's PPG Deltron with Del Glow on top there.
A lot of people, as I mentioned, stay away from black because if there's any flaws at all, black that would magnify it. And just to take a look and look down the side of this vehicle, it's absolutely perfect. And in order to restore a car like this and paint it properly, you can't go to Mako or Earl Scheib and expect for anything to come out like this. Of course, this is your baby, though. You say this car's had 3 owners?
Yeah, I'm third owner there. It's 100,000 miles. There's not too many original parts on it anymore, but yeah, it was completely apart. This picture shows how that was.
Chris, come in on this. I want to show you how we, what I say, complete paint job. This is, you stripped it all the way down.
Yeah, and sandblasted underneath and all, and right there in the driveway at home. So I did everything but the front end alignment and the bending the pipes there, and with the help of a friend of mine, straightening the sides. And that I shot it at home and reassembled the whole car, and it took 4 years and 2 months to do it, but we got her done finally.
Oh, absolutely gorgeous automobile. Again, Handy Randy doesn't know the difference between a Dodge and a Plymouth. Cut me some slack, okay? Hey, we're gonna go look at some others. There's lots of them like this around here. Let's go look at some other ones. Okay, I got a chance to correct a mistake. I called that guy's GTS a Plymouth. So I've come over and find this Dodge Satellite.
Wrong again, Chevy Breath. It's a Plymouth.
Hey, Roger's is an old friend of mine, and he went to Howard High School a few years before me. Roger?
A year after you. I graduated a year after you did. 68. I believe you was 67.
Yeah, close enough. Now everyone knows how old I am. Thank you. Hey, tell us a little bit about your Satellite, your beautiful automobile.
Thank you. It's a 65 Plymouth Satellite. I've owned it for 5 years now. Bought it in Sacramento, California. It has an original 361 V8 in it, automatic. Kind of unique about it, it has an AM radio with a factory reverb. I'm sure you remember factory reverbs from then. They were pretty cool.
Was this pretty much stock and repainted, or is it ground up?
I bought it, the body had already been done on it, and I redone under the hood and the trunk. It was all original when I bought it. I kind of modified a few things under the hood, just added some chrome and things. But other than that, the engine is pretty much stock. It still has the original bearings and rings in it. Has 89,000 miles on it. So
361's
361.
Pretty bulletproof motor.
They were pretty strong. 361, 383s. Pretty good running engine, pretty strong.
Okay, now we know all about this Dodge, so we're going to move on. Oh,
Plymouth,
I know, Plymouth, and he called me Chevy Breath. What's that all about? We're going to go to a break. When we come back, we'll have more. Thanks, Raj.
The average American vehicle is almost 10 years old and more complicated to repair than ever before.
That's why we're professional technicians. Federated gives us training and tech support. Federated gives us the training we want and the tech support we need.
For trusted professional automotive service and top quality parts, depend on your Federated Car Care Center.
For professional service and top quality parts, you can trust Federated Car Care Centers.
Look for the Federated Car Care Center near you.
Handy Randy recommends Stan's Auto Sales and Service at 1465 South Main Street. Akron's first and oldest Federated Car Care. That means quality parts as well as quality people. Stan's Service, a family-run complete repair shop, is well known for their honest, fast, and guaranteed work. Call or stop in today. That's Stan's. 773-3391.
Joe's Auto, 3679 Darrow Road in Stowe for 24-hour emergency service, free shuttle service, certified e-check repair, and the latest computerized diagnostic equipment. Towing equipment for every job. Joe's Auto, 3679 Darrow Road in Stowe. Call 330-688-3611. Your good neighbor repair shop.
Okay, you enjoying the show so far? And I don't know exactly what kind of breath Chevy Breath would be. Okay, we'll work on that. Car shows going on all the time. Next week, we're going to be taping a show. We've taped a show, it was Saturday actually, at High Point Furniture, one of the top car shows in Ohio. Now, it's classified as a top 10 nonprofit or charity event because it's basically held for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society that Steve and Tina Daniels put together at High Point. Great people, an excellent show. My favorite as far as having a good time and being entertained, because he hires live bands and live entertainment. So that's coming up. If you missed it, well, you can go next year, but you can view some of the happenings next Sunday evening on my show, along with watching the Beatles and the Blues Brothers and Elvis, the King. The people he hires do an excellent job. If you like these car shows and you say, boy, this would be pretty cool, I'd like to get involved in that, but I can't afford to go out and spend all this money for all these cars. You know, my friend at Martin Motors, 1776 South Main Street, has really cool older cars that you can go down there and buy yourself a car, not bankrupt yourself. Go down and buy yourself a really cool old car that would be worthy of going to some of these events. And he sells them right off his car lot, and it's not, like I said, you don't have to worry about spending $50,000 or $70,000. You buy yourself a very cool car you can drive every day that would be worthy to take to any one of these events. Although you can't take a Chevelle to the Mopar show. We almost did that, didn't we? We won't get into that, but it almost happened. Hey, so what we're doing is we're going back and forth. Now we're going to take a look and meet the guys that really add a lot of pizzazz to this particular show. Really good people from our area, Marty Moore and Bob Riggle. Let's take a look at more Handy Randy. Okay, I'm learning all about Mopars this week, and a guy just called me Chevy breath over there.
Oh, man.
And, well, you know what? And I called a Dodge a Plymouth and a Plymouth and a Plymouth a Dodge, so I'm learning. Now, this particular make and model A100, those 225 slant sixes were bulletproof. Is that what you have in this?
This is a little bit bigger than a 225-6.
I'm still learning, Marty. Help me out here.
This one right here, this is a 535-inch. It's a Keith Black Hemi, runs on straight methanol. We're making just about 2,000 horse with it.
My goodness. Yeah, they came a long way from that little boxy A100 that this used to be. It's hardly that anymore. Now, it's called a wheel stander. So basically, we're going to go up on those back wheels and stay there.
Right. Basically, what we try to do, we've got individual brakes on the rear end. So when the front end comes in the air, we try to get the thing down the whole quarter mile with the front end in the air, which some days it's good and some days it's a real tussle.
You know, we talked about this before a couple years ago. The difficult thing is to steer the things. That's got to be an art in itself once you get those front wheels up.
Right, right. It is for me. I'm a young driver, relatively young. The other guy over here, Bob Riggle with the Hemi Underglass, he's been doing it for 30-some years. He's like my mentor, and he makes it look easy.
Anything but easy. And what we hope to do is, weather permitting, what we're going to do is, coming up just in a few minutes on the show, we're going to see Marty out on the historical Dragway 42 and see if he can get the front wheels up all the way down the track. So let's, as a matter of fact, you're talking about Bob. He's right next door. Let's see if we can go find him right now. Marty Moore's mentor and hero, Bob Riggle. Nice to see you again, Bob.
Hey, you too, Randy. It's been great.
A year ago, we were here at this event. As a matter of fact, on the opening of my show, when we show some of the highlights, we get a shot of your CUDA going down this track, all the way down. Excellent job. We had one of the sponsors, one of the products that we carry at Federated Auto Parts is Hi-Tac, and the owner of that company, as you know, was here last year. You guys got to talking back and forth. He told you he had a pretty good product, and I understand you did some research and decided that that was worthy enough to put on your car.
Yeah, I met Grant Rader last year, and yes, he introduced me to his product, and we've been using it in the race car. We use a stabilizer with our oil in the race car. But the one thing I really have to mention was last year I was on the road and I was getting ready to go to the Woodward Cruise up there, and I stopped in a gas station that were filling their fuel tanks there, and I never get gas when I see that. It's just a bad omen all the way around. And I did. I got a bunch of dirt in my fuel and so forth and so on. And when I got up on 75 up by Mission, my motorhome wouldn't even hardly run. So I changed the filters on it, but it still ran terrible because even some of the dirt got back there into my injectors. But what I did is, because Grant had given me the high-tech fuel injection cleaner, I put that in there. In fact, I put 2 containers in, and within 100 miles, the thing ran like a watch. and it's been running ever since with this stuff in it, and it does a great job. In fact, my new motorhome, before I even have any trouble, I put it in there, and it's really terrific stuff.
So you heard it from the expert, and it's just not me telling you how good it is. It's an actual expert that knows motors and knows, as a matter of fact, Marty and I were talking about the difficulty. He's relatively new at this as far as the wheel stand, and talking about how you use the brakes as far as steering, and he says, but you make it look easy. You've been doing it a couple of years, right?
Well, yeah, I've been doing it for over 30 years, and the difference is, I guess it's a confidence you build from way back in the beginning. When I started with Hearst, and they give me the opportunity to drive, it was one of those situations where they had asked me if I thought I could drive it, and I said, yeah, I think I could drive it with no problem. And when I finished the car and I went out for the test, a lot of people say, well, weren't you scared? And I said, no, I was more worried about getting the job than I was running the car. And so we did. I made some good runs that day, and George Hearst came over and shook my hand and said, Bob, you got the job, and here we are 30-some years later still doing it. Making it look easy is, I guess, from habit. The one thing I even tell Marty, I said, when you go to the starting line, it's like the first run you ever make, because it's never going to do the same thing to you. It's going to be different. Every run you do seems to be different. It might go left, might go right, might go straight. And if you do that, and if you go with that attitude, never have that attitude, oh, I got this beat, you know, I can just do whatever I want, then you're going to get in trouble. So I've kind of kept a philosophy that this is the first run that I'm ever going to make on this starting line today, so I'm ready for about anything, and that helps.
And again, behind us, the 66 Barracuda.
68.
68 Barracuda, pardon me. Again, I've called a Plymouth a Dodge a Plymouth, and now I got the Barracuda with the wrong ear. So I'm batting 1,000 today. This car, you've been associated with this car for quite some time?
Yeah, this particular car we brought back in 1995. The other car prior to this one was the 66 car, which was fuel injected. I always liked the blower car for some reason or other, and I think it was because of the noise, you know, and the rush of the horsepower, you know, because it covers a lot of ground real quick. And so we've kind of stuck with it since 95 with the blown car. But I have to admit, we just got back from England a week ago Tuesday, and we had the other car over there again to the Goodwood Festival of Speed. And it is so much fun going over there, Randy. You have no idea. If you ever have a chance to go to that Goodwood Festival of Speed, it's quite an experience. They have about 250 cars to 275 cars. They had 144,000 people there last Sunday. Is that fantastic?
My goodness. And
it's on the Goodwood Estate, and basically it's not a drag strip, it's a run up the hill. You run from the road leading to the castle and then around up the hill. So there's 8 different places that we have to stop because there's so many corners, you can't make it around the corner. So we stop, do the short straightaways, might be 100 feet, might be 200 feet, set her down, and then go do it again in front of some other grandstands further up the course.
Gorgeous. And again, look out, NASCAR, 144,000 folks.
Yes, sir.
That sounds like Talladega, only bigger. Hey, we're going to watch these guys in action coming up shortly, so don't touch the remote. We'll be back after this break.
Ken Schrader and Boris Set for Federated Auto Parts.
Competition's tough out there.
You gotta be smart to stay ahead.
These guys could be rocket scientists.
Actually, the expansion of the vehicle population, technical innovations, and parts proliferation have impacted the professional automotive technician to an even greater extent.
What he means is it's important to find a technician who uses top quality parts.
For top quality, name brand parts and professional service you can trust, visit a Federated Car Care Center.
Hey, we're better than rocket scientists. We can actually fix your car.
Yeah, we're okay. I don't know, it just happened. Well, the side's all messed up.
Come on, keep moving.
I don't know how bad the rest of it is.
Are you okay?
We're okay. Uh-huh.
We need to move your car, ma'am. Where would you like to take it?
When you're in an accident,
I don't know.
you want someone to make your car look and perform like the day you drove it off the lot. Someone like the auto body repair specialists in the Certified First Network.
What do you think we should do?
Certified First Network. Consider it done. Call 1-866-CERT-FIRST.
Hi, folks. This is HandyRandy, and I would like to take a moment to recommend Cole's Garage at 876 South Arlington Street in Akron. Mark Cole, one of the finest technicians in the area, employs ASE-trained specialists in drivability, computerized four-wheel alignment, and air conditioning experts. Bumper-to-bumper repair, honest and highly respected in the industry,
Try Cole's Garage at 876 South Arlington Street. Tell them Handy Randy sent you.
NASCAR drivers Ken Schrader and Laura Sett have teamed up for Federated Auto Parts.
We depend on a team of trained NASCAR professionals for performance and safety.
And that's not easy. Every car and every track is different. Some of the drivers are different too, that's for sure.
If you're looking for top quality